Uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom!
I want to talk about the number one way you can improve your game right now, this very update. And I've already done a video on this, but I can't believe how much more effective you will be as a player if you sort this out. And that is getting your ass into custom sensitivities. I am using the AKM constantly now. It is such a good weapon and it is such an improved weapon. I just knocked 2 people there. I didn't realize this at the time, but I knocked a guy across on the other side of the hall. You can see in the kill feed there. Really freaked me out. I was like, how did I get 3 kills? What happened? Hang on. I only shot 1 guy. The whole concept behind this patch is mission ignition. But some of the things that have been added have been absolutely groundbreaking. Like the standardization of rates of fire across all frames. And even more important for me is the changes to this weapon here, or any weapon that has any kind of sensitivity issues. The AKM is just the poster child for this. You can see how much more effective this gun is now that sensitivity has been sorted. And I noticed this when I was playing the other day in that creator tournament, that I am not fussed now what weapon I pick up and run with, because I know that I have put the work in to get that sensitivity absolutely perfect and spot on, and that when I pick the weapon up, I'm comfortable with it. And it doesn't matter if it's a tap fire weapon, if it's a full auto AKM kind of thing. I've been on the range and I've sorted it out. And I have to hasten to add that it used to be that camera settings were 100% the domain of your sniper rifles. But as I illustrated when I did the settings changes with my Mini 14, you need to set it up so that camera and ADS both have something to do. And look at how much better my Mini 14 work is now. Tap firing with a Mini 14 or an SKS or an SLR is better because I sorted out my camera settings. And camera is now a hugely impactful setting when it comes to firing super fast with all kinds of DMRs and pistols and things like that, or M16s. Like, it's just, if you're going to tap fire anything, you need to do this custom sensitivity work. It also means that when you drop and you drop hot, whatever you pick up, you can do something with. You're going to be comfortable with whatever you pick up, and that is pretty important. The old methodology was you would go to the cheer park and you would see a whole bunch of people lying down. Thank you very much, North American server, for your desync. You are the best. Lying down on their tummies with an M416 and a 6X or a 3X or a 4X and spraying at targets. And that's what everyone set their sensitivity up for, especially gyro users. They never bothered with anything else. You now have a customizable sensitivity setting for every single weapon in the game. And you are not always going to land and get an M416 and a 6X every time you drop. So wouldn't you think that it would be worthwhile putting the effort in to improve your customizable sensitivity settings to the point where you are just as good with recoil control on your AKM, relatively speaking, as you were with your M416, as your SCAR-L was versus your Beryl M762. Go and set up the Mark 14 and thank me later. So many people who ran sensitivity settings set up for M416s hated the Mark 14 because the Mark 14 was the poster child for crazy hard to control recoil. Well, you can sort that out. All you've got to do, literally, is customize your sensitivity settings for Mark 14s, and suddenly you have got the best CQC weapon in the game in terms of time to kill, and it's controllable. And that is a pretty spectacular change if you were always leaving that alone in drops. And this has been rammed home to me as we play more and more Mission Ignition. This is a fantastic mode. I think it is the best mode PUBG Mobile have ever placed in the game. And I also think that this mode itself is just brilliant because you hot drop into these locations and you are forced to make weapon changes and decisions on those weapons. And one of my favorite parts of PUBG Mobile as a game is that when you have to make decisions, you can base your tactics on the weapon that you have in your hand. Well, being good with all kinds of weapons means having the right sensitivity settings for all kinds of weapons. And it doesn't take long. It really doesn't take long. Once you get good at it, you just get very, very good at changing the settings in a way that makes perfect sense to you. And everyone's settings are different. I do not recommend copying anyone's settings at all. You have to find your own levels of perfection. And you also will find that the more you hone these settings, the better off you'll be, because, best driver Asia server, 100%. Best driver Asia server. Also note here, I blow that car up in front of us after we get the clear, and that means I can't get our Tesla out. Like, I then turn around and blow this car up, and it means the Tesla can't get out. It's just very dumb by me. MG3 settings. Have you gone and set up the MG3? You should. Works a treat. What about the brand new AKM? Because, like, that is legitimately crazy. You want to set up your MP settings? It'll make you a better player to be able to hip fire without any fear of failure. I'm telling you now, you want to just get these settings sorted. If you can get these settings sorted, you're going to be a better player. A lot of people love just grinding TDMs and getting good like that, and that's all well and good, and that is super important. If you want to get good at actually gunfighting, playing TDMs and war mode and things like that is important. Oh, thirsty. Very, very thirsty. Oh, hello. Like, and now I've run out of UMP ammo. Like, you've got to get good at whatever weapon you can get in your hand in this mode, because if you don't, you're going to come second. And you can see just how crazy it is. The DBS, all these weapons are going to be useful to you on a hot drop once you figure all this out. I'm loving where the game is at the moment. It's not perfect for me. It's not in a place that I ever think is going to be perfect. But there's some big things they've put in this mode that show me that they really do care about quality of life and some of the balance issues that I was coming across. And, you know, uniform rate of fire, like sorting it. Oh, here he comes. He's, I don't understand why you drop here, but then you don't contest it. You just go to the edge. Why not just contest it right off the start instead of going to a compound around it and then running in? Anyway, I hope that we keep the mission ignition riot shields. I hope that we keep the tactical markers. I think those two things in particular are incredibly useful. I also wouldn't be opposed to keeping the hyperline. After playing some tournament stuff, I got a whole lot of value out of the hyperline. I've forgotten about this hot drop. Just went on forever. People just kept ram raiding. Oh, hello. How you going? Yeah. Just great recoil control there, Bushka. You can't say that was good. It's a great mode, and I hope that we see more like it in the future. I'd also like to maybe see them dull down the ARs just a touch, but be that as it may, this is a big step towards a positive. And if you go and sort your individual sensitivity settings out for guns like the M762, the Tommy gun, the AKM, you're going to find that you're just going to win more games, or at least you're going to win more gunfights. There's no guarantees, but when you're looking at like percentages, if you can keep shaving off a little bit of the stuff that doesn't work and adding in a little bit of the stuff that does work, well, you're going to be a better player at the end of the day. And that's really what we're trying to do here. We're trying to, you know, take people who aren't incredible, like me. I'm saying I'm not incredible, not that I'm incredible. And yeah, anyway, you get the idea. And turn them into people who can win games occasionally, because we work the numbers right and we give ourselves the best possible opportunity. I'm Bushka. Thank you so much for watching. I want to thank the patrons for being part of this. I especially want to thank Lou Grass for all her hard work, all the mods like Nev, and it's really good to have so much help, and the channel would be nothing without all the humans that help around it. And Praxis Slayer is doing some big stuff with Lou and the rest of the team on Discord. So if you haven't joined the Discord server, you should probably do that. I'm Bushka. Look after yourself. Stay safe on the battlefield. And until next time, bye for now.